Welcome back to Behind the Blade. It has been a long time, but I think it's the right time. Finally back into the swing of things. We'll go more in depth on that in the back of the video, but yeah, we're getting there. Ash has just arrived on site. It's bank holiday Monday. He's arrived and he's just going off to get the fuel because I had the card this morning. I got here mega early this morning. We sharpened all the blades up on the tractor and we've just tinkered with it and make sure it's all good because this week we start 2 new contracts. Anyway, we've got this school grass to cut right now, all the internals and the school field, and then lots of line marking. So let's get on with it. So if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you already know that we always start with the boundary, and this is so we can neaten up the edges, so then we can start with our CHC navigation system. Fantastic bit of kit, accompanied by the auto steer, which means I can just sit there and watch our stripes come out absolutely perfect. Now I'm cutting this twice because the grass is really long, so I'm cutting it in one direction, then cross cutting it in the opposite direction. But because I've got CHC navigation, I can enjoy my breakfast drink, which is Red Bull and orange, and I encourage anyone to try this concoction. Now it's just Ash with me today, and he's busy doing all the smaller parts of the field and the rest of the school on the right today. Whilst I'm continuing with the grass, we're trying to get it done as soon as possible. Once the field is done, you can see how messy it is because the grass was so long. I just finish off the borders and then I can start with the line marking. We've got loads of pitches to do and no fault of our own, but the scope of works only allows a couple of cuts, which means we've got mess, so I'm having to blow it at the same time. Okay, bit of a boring one to start the week for the video, but we've done around 11 pitches here today. Ash left straight after we finished the mowing and I cracked on with all the line marking with the robot, but it's all done, so I can go home now and enjoy the evening. I've got to pop back to the unit and get everything charged up for tomorrow, and tomorrow is a busy day with lots of exciting stuff coming up this week. So let's get on with it and I'll see you tomorrow. And we're finally on site. Ash dropped me off at the tractor, filled that up, and now we are on site. This is one of our new sites under one of our new contracts. So new contract's got 3 sites under it. This is the smallest one of the 3. So we're meant to be starting the contract on Friday, but it's absolutely chucking it down. And I want to make sure that we actually start it this week and try and set a good impression. So yeah, can jump in the tractor, plot the boundary on the GPS because it's the first time we've been here, start cutting and line marking. So as just mentioned, on all of our new sites, I just do 1 lap of the full exterior to plot that on the GPS. Once that's done, I can set an AB line, which is normally the longest, straightest point. I've actually tied this up to one of the 11v11s. It's not in sync with this pitch, but it is another. Once that's done, we can start with our stripe. So I've now plotted our AB line, so when I come round this obstacle, I can just hit the button on the steering and the steering will take over. As easy as that. And now we've just got the rest of the field to finish on the tractor, with the lads running around doing all the trimming and all the smaller bits on this smaller mower. Okay, I've done all the cutting here now. Josh, the new lad, has just done all the trimming as well, and he's just going to run around with a blower and tidy up all the paths. Ashley's just mowing a separate bit, which is a standalone 11v11 just on its own, which is fenced off, so I'm not going to bother trying to get the tractor in there, so he's doing that on the hustler. Then he's got all the line marking to do. I'm now going to head to the next site and we'll see if we can get ahead today. Okay, I'm over at the next site, so I'm going to start on this small area here, then we'll move on to the main body of the site, and then we've got the other side which is over the hedge line. Let's get on with it. With the other side done now, I'm now going to move on to the main body of this side. It's about 3 hectares of grass. I'm going to start off with the border. If you're a regular of the channel, you'll know that we start off with the borders, we get the borders in, and then we can get some stripes down. So on that pitch there we did a double stripe, and on this one we're going to do a single stripe. There's just more space to turn around that I've rendered on this pitch, so afterwards we can see which one looks better. Now, I attempted to do a running commentary there and I have absolutely no idea whether you heard it, but basically we're cracking on with the stripes. One of the pictures I did a double stripe and the other single stripe. The lads have just turned up so they can start doing the outside of the field and all the strimming and tidying of the rest of the area. In the meantime, I've not got much left to stripe up, so we get this finished as soon as possible and then I can start meeting up all the boundaries with Ash doing the smaller bits on the hustler and Josh in the distance there on the right. But we're getting there for this site. We've still got loads more to do today, just working together to get each bit completed as we can. As you can see, chasing Ash down in the tractor. So over on the third section of this site, there's also a compound. We're going to give that initial tidy for the club today, and I'm going to have to shoot and start the grass at another site. Lads are back at the other site, just finishing all the line marking, and they'll be here shortly. Starting off with the border as per usual, then I can start setting those stripes down. This grass does look long, but it's actually cutting fairly well with not a lot of mess, which is happy days. With all of that done, I tidy up the border, and the lads have already smashed out the rest of the site, the weed control, the hedges and the strimming and mowing, so happy days. Which means we can move on to a residential lawn, which is mainly just all ride-on work, strimming and blowing. Can jump on the right round the back, try and neaten this up a bit because it has got mega long. Had to cut it I think twice to get this down and actually look presentable. But yeah, it's that time of year where grass is growing rapidly. Then head home and the lads go home, but I have still got more work to do. I end up line marking around 11 pitches before the rain comes in. Wednesday morning, bright and early, me and Ash are at the unit just getting all the kit sorted and ready for the day. Another exciting day. We start another 4 new sites this morning, all quite large, but we need to try and sneak them in before the rain at the end of this week. So it's going to be interesting, but yeah, it's a beautiful morning. Absolutely chucked it down last night at the line marking, so I didn't film too much and just got myself home, but let's see where the day takes us and see if all the new stuff goes smoothly. So we're over at the new site getting that Trimax dropped, and it's basically just a cricket field. So we've got a cricket square and an outfield, so we're going to be doing all the areas around this today. There's quite a large area that we're in charge of, but most of it is for the lads on the smaller mowers. But I start the boundary getting this plotted on the GPS, and this is going to be my first time trying circular stripes. So I get that plotted on the GPS. I didn't film it because I had to figure it out, but we can now start getting down our circular stripes. Do you call them stripes if they're circular? That's a debate for the comment box. Anyway, start getting it done and it starts to look absolutely fantastic. I'm mega happy, and it's not taking too long at all. That did not take long at all. We've got some nice circular stripes there, courtesy of the GPS. Just finishing off some of the smaller bits on the right. We've got ash trimming. Just need to tackle this area now with a hedge cutter. Then that's this site complete and we can move on to the next one. Definitely went a lot quicker than I thought it would. Happy days. So as Ash is finishing up all the trimming, I'm going to start with this hedge, and then as soon as he's done, he can take over to relieve me to get to the next site. We are at yet another new site. The old site is all done. This one's literally about 5 minutes away in the tractor and in the van. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of grass to cut here. Got cricket squares to look after, loads of football pitches to line mark, grass to cut, trim, weed control. There's a lot going on. Let's get it done, and let me know in the comments if you want to know more information on the contracts, how I priced them, how we won them, all that stuff. But anyway, I think let's get this done and move on, because we've got a massively busy day ahead, but we are definitely winning today. Look at the state of that. Wow, you can go outside. So with my little friend now evicted, I can start off with the border, because I've got to plot this on the GPS. You know the score. And then I start with my first stripe, setting my AB line, which is going to give us a precedence for the rest of the stripes. Now, because this has got an outfield, I also want to put some circular stripes around the cricket square. So you can see me here plotting it out. You basically do 3 pivot points on the GPS and it works it out for you to make sure that all the circles are around the square, making it absolutely symmetrical and perfect. Mega happy, starting to look like a cricket outfield, I must say. Doing opposing stripes, looking wonderful. So we've just finished the field. The field is looking amazing. I really wish I bought the drone today. Got some line marking to do as well, and what I'm going to do is do a 90-degree to the AB line I've just done for the football pitch. So I'm going to stripe the football pitch itself, and the reason why I'm going to do that is that bit up there where the football pitch is going is quite messy. I want to get the height down for the football pitch so we don't have this problem in the future. So yeah, get that done. The lads are currently still strimming and just tidying up all the circumference of the site, and yeah, I'm really happy with how it's going this morning. We're definitely beating the time, and yeah, cracking on. So I'll quickly get those opposing stripes done for the football just to get the height down. There is going to be a little bit of mess, but there's not a lot we can do with it. We then get the turf tank set up and we leave Josh with that so we can crack on to the next site. Okay, final site under this new contract. It's not the final new site of the day. Me and Ash have just brought the goals over. Got this to mow. It's already been marked by the old contractor, which is good for us. We've still got to get the goals up and we've still got lots of mowing to do. So Ash is going to go pick up all the kit and we're going to crack on here. So first priority is to get all the grass done. There's quite a lot of stuff for the lads when they turn up. All the smaller areas around the parks and quite a bit of strimming. But if I can get the tractor work done, it frees me up to do anything else that the lads need me to do after. They arrive and start cracking on with that, and they do that in really good time. Once that's done, we can start getting the goals up so the field is ready to be marked. One set of goals up. Happy days. One pitch to do. There we go, all the goals are up. Mega happy, didn't take us long at all. I'm now going to jump in the tractor and we're going to a new site, new contract. We'll show you what it is when we get there. Right, I'm here, we're at another new contract. This is one of 3 sites. This is the largest site in the contract, and it is for a local, well-established football team. Really large acreage site, really happy we've got this one. Lots of complex little details and lots of sports refurbishments as well, such as verti-draining, fertiliser and stuff. So it's going to bring some exciting stuff to the channel. It's the first time we've been here today, and again we're taking over from another contractor and the grass is mega long. We've got lots of work to do here. The lads are just finishing up at the last site, doing the line marking and some of the strimming. I'm going to get the boundary set on the GPS now and we will get cracking. It feels a bit surreal because I've been waiting for this contract to start for a while, and it's definitely going to bring some really good stuff to the business. But yeah, anyway, haven't got time to think about that. I've got to do my job now. So putting emotions aside, we start with the mowing. Again, starting with the boundary. With this one, I'm going to do 2 whips of the boundary. You can already see there, I've done that. And then I go down the bottom and set my AB line off of these football pitches. So the whole length of the field is all going to be matched and striped up. So vehicles walking past on that bridge will be able to see it. As you can see there, nice long field and all the stripes are matching. Woo! We've done it. The lads are still mowing all the smaller bits on the outside. Still got some line marking and some strimming to do, but we've done the majority of it. On the GPS it came in at 6.3 hectares, so it is definitely our largest site so far. Need to start pitting the pedal to the metal a little bit because it is nearly 4:30 and we've still got a lot to do. So gonna get the line marking done, make sure, go around, check the site, just have a little meeting with Ash and make sure that we know what we're doing on the next visit so I can send an email to the client. But very happy. Let's crack on.
A few moments later.
Woo! We are all done, line marking, strimming, everything. So today was a day full of new sites for us. I'm mega happy. I was just saying to Ash that when we first won the contracts that we've won, I wasn't sure if we were ready for it, but we're definitely ready for it. In fact, we could take more. So yeah, we've absolutely smashed it today. well over 30 hectares. Really happy with the team and the quality of the work as well. So once we're on top of the sites and we start getting the grass down a bit better, it will only get better. But obviously we're taking over from someone else's work, so it's always difficult in the transition. Sit for Wednesday, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Thursday morning, we're on site. Me, Ash and Josh have just arrived at site, and we're at a parish council. The grass is still mega short, so we're going to reschedule this for next week because it's pointless cutting something that doesn't need cutting. This is the first time this has happened this season, so best believe we're excited that this has happened. But we're not going to have an easy day. We're going to change the schedule about and get some other pressing things done. So we're all going to jump in the van and head on to the next site. So one of the sites we've brought forward is just this community area for a local parish council. It's about 1.5 acres, not too bad. And we normally do it with a tractor, but we're going to do that with the hustler and the right today. So the lads crack on with that as I do all the strimming. Ash is on the hustler, tackling it, and that hustler is tackling it, but it's taking a little while. This is a monthly cut, so the grass is always long here. Once that is done, we can move on to the next job, which is another communal area. Again, the lads just cracking on with that, getting all the strimming done and the right work and the hustler work for the larger areas. There's only one main large area here, but Ash jumps on the hustler and gets that done as quickly as possible, and it starts to look much better. Another site done. Josh is just blowing up and tidying up. Lads have smashed this one, so we are on the way to a quick line marking job now. Let's get on with it. Right, we're at the next site. Just a quick line mark of 4 football pitches, so we'll get the trike out, get that done. We don't cut the grass here, and it seems like everyone else is having the same issues as we are with scope of works and people not wanting to have extra cuts. So yeah, let's get that done. Just like that, we are back near our unit to one of our school contracts. We're just going to walk around and smash all the hedges out and get everything in tip-top condition ready for when the kids come back next Tuesday. So yeah, bit of hedge cutting this afternoon, not too bad. Friday morning, me and Ash are on site and it is raining, and that has changed the face of the day. So we're on a site where we need to get all the areas tidy. So yeah, that's not very much detail, is it? But basically we've been here before, we know what we got to do. Lots of strimming, hedge cutting, bit of weed spraying that we can't do today, so we'll have to pop back for that. But let's crack on and see how the day turns out. Bit of a skip forward in time. It is Sunday morning, would you believe it? Had an absolutely mental week. Obviously we skipped Friday and Saturday on the video, but it's full of busy days, just me and Ash. And now we're here on Sunday. I've still got some line marking to get completed, ready for games today. And stuff's just boiled over to the next day, to the next day, to the next day due to weather or staffing or whatever. Which has meant that I've just got to do a couple of hours this morning on a Sunday morning. But that is all part of it. And I suppose at the end of the day, as long as everyone's fulfilled and we've done the work, then it doesn't matter. But this week has been full on, has been very testing at times, but we've started some really good contracts / projects. So I'm happy. Just need to try and find some time to free up so I can keep chasing contracts that are like these ones we have just been awarded. So just try and sell a bit more, I guess, and get ourselves in a stronger position and see what happens. But yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know where you're watching from. If you could hit that subscribe button, it costs you nothing. And it's going to help us bring some better quality videos to the subscribers and the viewers. But yeah, really interested to know whether you own a business, where you're from, or whether you just watch this stuff because you enjoy watching it, because it's oddly satisfying. Anyway, that's enough. I've got some work to be getting on with. So we shall see you in next week's video. Thank you so much for watching Behind the Blade. You can click here to watch any of our other content, or this one to subscribe. And I really do hope you have a smashing week.